Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. Last week I talked about the shift in mentality of the Remarkable, and that was just a day or two before the update 2.6 was released. And unlike previous updates and all the updates so far, this one is actually a little bit different. So let's dig in and see what do we get and what does it bring to the Remarkable 2 platform. Alright, so we have the update 2.6 is rolling out, and I finally received it on my Remarkable 2. And finally we have something of actual substance and something that people have been looking for quite a while. And I'm very happy to report that it's focusing on the reader side of things of the Remarkable 2 platform, which is fantastic. So let's see what we get in the 2.6. We have finally pinch to zoom and two-finger navigation around a document. Then we have improved PDF navigation, as in we can finally use internal PDF links within the document. Still no external ones, but that's fine. Internal ones are the functionality ones that we're looking for. So that's good. So far, so good. And we got ebook visuals. That formatting basically has been revamped, and how the ebook is more standardized as an ebook reader. And lastly, we have other improvements such as new graphics for the cursor that appears while using the erase or selection tools, and general system and stability improvements. So this sounds very good. Let's now check it out and see one thing at a time. So first, let's check out the pinch to zoom and the navigation, how it works. All right, here I have one of the user manuals that I usually use these things for. So let's check it out. You are not supposed to enable anything or anything like that. It just works. And you'll notice that we no longer have the zoom icon. So that one's gone. Cool. So now all we need to do is pinch to zoom. It can refilter very, very nicely, and then two fingers to scroll around and navigate around the zoomed content. And as you can see, when I zoom in with the camera, the clarity and just the quality of the image is extremely good. And that translates onto the images as well. The navigation, I think, is fast enough. There's not horrible amount of ghosting or anything like this. So this, in my, as far as I'm concerned, this is perfectly usable, and it has really, really good performance. While you're scrolling, it goes into a faster mode, so you will see more ghosting, but as soon as you release, the ghosting is refreshed, and now we have normal kind of a display. So that's really, really good. And the added benefit of this zoomed in stuff is that I can maybe now move to the side here, orient it like this, and then these are my very small remarks. Okay, so I can write normally and then pinch out to zoom out, and there they are. So I don't know even if you can see it, but the written notes are super, super small, but super, super precise. So I really, really like this, how it works, and it finally helps with the functionality of the reader side of things, I think, tremendously. How does it work if we're in zoomed state and we flip a page? Yep, we flip to a next page and we return to normal zoomed in state. This is something that I actually prefer. Many of the reader devices work with when you're zoomed in, and then you kind of swipe the page, they remain in a zoomed in state. I haven't experienced an area where that would be an applicable thing. Usually it is this kind of a thing that I've been looking at something in a zoomed in state, and I added my notes or something, and then I flip a page and I continue reading normally. So, and this really, really lends itself well for other types of formatting and types of PDFs that are maybe not so clear. Now you can easily zoom in and get to, read whatever it is that you're looking for. So pinch to zoom and PDF, or basically document navigation thingy with two fingers. Excellent performance, excellent addition, and a very, very welcome addition to the Remarkable platform. Long overdue, very, very long overdue, but better late than never, especially if it's implemented properly like this has been. All right, now we have the other part of PDF improvements, and that is the functionality of internal links. Now, the document that you're working with has to have those internal links. This one does. So let's see, all of these are actually table of contents, and all of these listings are links that actually work. So if I, let's say, type on this, it highlights and it goes directly where I want to go. So that definitely works. But what I particularly love is that they've added the option for a certain period of time, a couple of seconds. If you've accidentally pressed that, you can actually go back to page 1. So let's try that again to demonstrate if it actually works properly. So if I'm on page 1, let's say, and then I go here, yep, and then I go, oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's go back to page 1. I go back there, and then I can say like, okay, maybe I want to go here. That's when I want to go. And then I want to zoom into this image, and it filters out beautifully, really, really beautifully. So I think that the performance is so far really, really good. And the improvements of the PDF functionality are really, really, really good. Something that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. Where are the bookmarks? Okay, so 2 out of 2, excellent. And finally, we have the default formatting of newly imported books. But what you can also do is you can reset the formatting of a book that you had, and it will format nicely. So what's important to see here is that for anyone who doesn't know, this is now looks normal, which is, yeah, what we're supposed to have, but it didn't. They used to be formatted in a weird way. They just didn't used to look pretty. So now it's actually very, very easy to format this into a normal way. First of all, justification is normal by default. And yeah, I can have wider margins and a different font. And we still have this kind of processing per operation, and it's not the fastest. I mean, we're talking about an 87-page document, so definitely that part has not been improved. But what has been improved is that the formatting is really, really good. Now, the wide margins do intersect with some of the user interface elements, so that one still is a little bit new. But all right, let's go back to normal mid margins. And yep, see how this looks like. No, not reset. Okay, so if I lower the margins to middle, then it works good, and it doesn't intersect with the user interface here, and it's very, very nice and readable. It looks really, really pretty, and I think that the formatting is great. The only thing that I do miss, but then again, we miss that on so many platforms, is the separate control for paragraph spacing. I really do like to have that type of control, and it increases the readability of a document dramatically. So I'm kind of puzzled that not more platforms actually introduce that, because it's really, really important. Pinch to zoom works on the EPUB as well, and the navigation as well works really, really good. Plus, it's super fast. So yeah, and then you can just zoom out anywhere you want. So as far as I'm concerned, this is an excellent, excellent addition as well, especially that we have the continuation of how it functions, and it functions equally between the PDFs or EPUBs themselves. Now let's check out the notebooks. Do we have the same zoom ability there as well? All right, so in a notebook, yep, it definitely works as well. And then we can navigate normally there too. Now, finally, before I conclude, there's been a huge question of, has the jagged lines, are they fixed or not? All right, so I managed to find the older document, which I had when I was testing out the Funkies fix. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply going to copy these guys over, and incidentally you can see the new texture for the selection set. So let's copy this and paste it onto the new page so that we can compare easily. All right, so here we have something like this. All right, and now I'm going to use the same type of setup, which is fine liner with the same pen that I used for drawing these, and the same thickness, which is medium thickness. Now let's just explain what we have here. So this one here is pre 2.6 no fix. This is the funky at, I believe, 16 strength. And now I'm just going to draw, and these were all drawn freehand with the same pen, with the same thing. And now we're going to draw with 2.6 and see what do we get. Let's see, am I in the frame? Yes, I am. So let's do this, strength, and there. And this is 2.6. So as far as I can see, it has definitely been improved. Has it been completely eliminated? No, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Finally, we are at the stage where the jagged lines thingy doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, we do get some, so we still get some kind of really weird distortion happening, but it's much lower and it's much more subdued. Is it better than the Funky's Fix? Nope, because Funky's Fix actually removes that distortion. And this type of small distortion, even though it's negligible for writing and stuff, it still will translate into the vector data. But then again, it's a big improvement from what we had pre 2.6. This is now 2.6. So definitely they are listening and they are working on this, and yeah, for sure, after update 2.6 we have much more improved performance as far as jagged lines go. Well, finally we have a movement in the right direction, and I definitely welcome it. On its own, it may not seem like much, but if you are a remarkable user, then it's a very different perspective, because you've been going through a parched desert for a very long time looking for a drip of water, and instead of a drip of water, they gave you a little vial of water. It's a nice and a refreshing change of pace, and it's a nice and refreshing change of mentality. Finally, we get some functionality updates. Let's just be clear, completely clear. It's way overdue after 3.5 years, but I do like the focus that they have, which is, and I think this is an important one not to overlook, and it is the consistency of the user experience across the platform regardless of what you're doing. So we have the addition of a new gesture, like pinch to zoom and 2 fingers to navigate. So on paper it doesn't sound like much, but the thing that's really good about it is, first of all, it works great and it's fast and it's responsive and it improves dramatically what we had before. So that on its own, great. But what really is important for me from a proper user experience side of things is the consistency. So the same pinch zoom effect and the same 2-finger gesture is exactly the same and works exactly the same whether you are in a notebook, in a PDF document, or in an EPUB book. And that's a very important thing to have. So my first initial impression was like, oh great, we have finally reader improvements, but why aren't there any bookmarks? I dare to believe and to hope that maybe, just maybe, they are working on a bookmarking system that will translate equally well across notebooks, PDFs, and books themselves. If that is the case, then that will be well worth the wait, because we are starting to get somewhere finally with this platform. And of course, we have the jagged lines have been minimized. So they're not gone, but they have been minimized quite a bit. And that's definitely a good thing to see, especially after their public responses being very dismissive of this issue. I still don't understand the mentality and the relationship that they have with the outside world, but okay, whatever. That's their choice. What I do care about is that the update 2.6 is finally a good update. Like after half a year, we finally have a good update that is updating the platform a little bit. Hopefully they remain on this track. Everything that's been implemented here, I really like. Is it mind-blowing? Nope, absolutely not. I see like comments that are saying like, it's a game changer, it's an absolute fantastic thing. No, it's not. I'm not being harsh. This is something that should have been done 3 years ago. This is not a game changer, but it is definitely a positive development and a movement in a very positive direction. I hope that this is just a start an indication of the new direction that they are taking as far as the development goes. I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic that maybe they will continue doing this, but to be honest, they need to recover from quite a streak of bad PR type of decisions that they've made. So hopefully updates 2.7 and 2.8 will continue this kind of a streak, because ultimately, if that does happen, that means that the Remarkable 2 will finally start to become the device that it should have been on the release day. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you enjoy your update 2.6. If you did, please like and subscribe, and consider dinging the notification bell to get notified when new videos are released on My Deep Guide. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!